Hey guys, so today we're checking out the Raxium LED taillights with the black housing and the smoke lens fitting all 2020 and newer Gladiator JTs with the factory halogen taillights. So if you're looking for a style upgrade to the back end of your truck while also getting some better lighting performance in the meantime, this option by Raxium is a great one to take a look at. With the blacked out construction, this set will be a great option for the Gladiator owner who is in search of a super stealthy taillight when it comes to their lighting. Now this will also be good if you're not necessarily a fan of the halogen performance that you have or the look of the factory taillight, and you want something with more of a modernized look that's going to have brighter lights for the back of your JT. Now taking a closer look at the taillight, as you can see, this will have an all black housing. I do like the fact that it keeps kind of the textured black that you have with your factory taillights and other trim on the JT, so it meshes incredibly well. And you're also going to have a very smoked lens on the front, which will match with any other blacked out accessories that you already have on your Gladiator. This lens will also be made of a polycarbonate material, which will also be a lot durable than your factory one. So if you take your Gladiator off-road, you can ensure that this will hold up a little bit better. Now on the table, it's a little bit hard to see because of the very smoked lens, but on the inside here, this is going to have a border and it's actually going to be raised on the lens. It's going to have red LEDs on the inside, and that's going to act as your daytime running light. So whenever your headlights or your daytime running lights are on, this is going to illuminate. Now in the center, you're also going to get a very bright strip of LEDs. It's going to act as your reverse light, which will help out with rear end visibility if you're currently struggling with that from your halogen bulb. Now above and below that reverse light there, you're gonna get multiple red LEDs that will make you a lot more noticeable on the street, of course for safety, but also for style. You're definitely going to turn some heads with these taillights, and again, it's going to give you a more modernized look than those factory incandescent bulbs. Now if we turn the taillight around, as you can see, this is going to be completely plug and play with a factory style plug. You're also going to have a resistor here, and it's going to have factory style mounting points, making sure that the install is very straightforward and to the point, hassle free. You don't have to do any additional wiring, which I personally really like. Now when it comes to price, these will come in at roughly $350, putting this at a pretty affordable price point for a set of taillights. Now, as I say time and time again, choosing your lighting does come down to personal preference in design. So in comparing this to some other choices available in the category, as you can see, this is going to have a super stealthy smoked lens, as where some other options may have a red lens or a clear lens for more of a classic look. Not to mention, this is pretty simple in design when it comes to the configuration of the lighting on the inside of the light, as to where some other choices may have a light bar or a more in-depth design when it comes to those internal LEDs. Now I think if you're looking for more of a budget-friendly choice, you're a big fan of a blacked out look, and you're looking for something that keeps it simple and straightforward and to the point, then this is going to be a great option. Now when it comes to install, I'm going to give this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour to get the job done with some basic hand tools. And one of our installers here is going to walk you through that process step by step. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
Tools used for today's install: a microfiber cloth, cordless ratchet, short extension, 8mm socket, Phillips screwdriver, and needle nose pliers. What's up guys? I'm going to be going over the installation process of your LED taillights. Let's get started. Alright, so once you have your tailgate down, the first step of this removal process is going to be these two 8mm bolts here and here. We got our 8mm socket, and we're going to take those out now. Alright, so once you have your two 8mm bolts removed, it's safe now to pull out toward yourself to get this the rest of the taillight out of the way. Alright, so once you have your taillight assembly out, you're going to have this harness up top. You're going to just pull this red lock tab outward toward yourself, and then you're going to just squeeze right here, and it's going to come out just like that. Alright, so for the first step of the install is we're going to have to attach this resistor to our supplied bracket along with hardware. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to line up the holes on our resistor to our holes in our bracket. Make sure that they line up nice, just like so. We're going to get our supplied hardware. Should be 2 screws, 2 bolts, and 2 clips. We're going to go ahead and pass these through right now. All you're gonna need is a Phillips screwdriver and needle nose pliers. Gonna get our supplied screw. Pass that through. Grab our other one, same thing. These are very small, so you may have to fiddle with it. Gonna grab our needle nose pliers to get this. Pass it through like that. And we're gonna hold it up like that. Get our nuts and just start these by hand. Same thing with the other one. Now we're going to get our needle nose pliers and grab the bottom nut. With our Phillips, we're going to go ahead and tighten this down. Move it along, go to the other side. Then you want to just make sure that that's nice and snug. Then you're going to get these two clips that came in the kit, and they're going to just slide over just like this. 1, 2, and it should look like this when you're done. We're going to go ahead and move over and start the installation process. All right, so if you're starting on the right side of the vehicle, you're going to see like a little indent cut, and then to the right of that, it's going to be all the same size. We're just going to get this mount and clip over that, and these are going to grab. So I got a microfiber to protect our lens, and we're going to go ahead and put this on right now. After you got that in place, just make sure it's out of the way and nice and snug where it won't be rattling. We're going to get our connector. Apologize, I'm trying to do this so you guys can see it, but this harness is shorter than the other one. So you're just going to insert it like that and then push them together until you hear a click. Right there, you heard it. We're going to tuck all these wires in. You're going to line up these pegs here with the corresponding holes on the body. There's 1, 2. We're going to come around the other side and put those two 8mm bolts back in. All right, around the other side, we got our hardware that we took out. There's two 8mm bolts. We're going to just start those by hand. And we're going to get our 8mm socket and run these in. All right, so once you tighten those two 8mm bolts down, That should wrap it up for the one side. You're going to repeat this exact same procedure and move it on to the other side. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Raxium LED taillights, black housing smoked lens, fitting your 2020 to current JT Gladiators with factory halogen taillights. Thanks for watching, and for all things Gladiator, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.